Here are some of the worst ways to die in horror movies, according to me and some of you, part two. I totally agree with this comment. This scene from Mirrors. If you haven't seen this movie, basically, mirrors possess people to off themselves in super violent ways. So, this woman's laying in a bathtub as her reflection splits her own mouth wide open and she dies. I meant to put this one in my original video, but I completely got sidetracked. But Karen's death from cabin fever. Cabin fever is about this deadly flesh eating virus. And Karen catches it, so to avoid catching it, the rest of her friends put her in a shed where the virus then eats her face off. And as if that's not bad enough, she is then eaten alive by a dog. The acid rain from Fall of the House of Usher. I think this was the worst death in the entire series. There were some pretty bad ones, but this one took the cake for me by a landslide. If you haven't seen it, they're having this party and it is set so that the sprinklers are going to start like raining on them. You know, it's a whole vibe. And it turns out it is not water, it is acid, and it burns them all alive. I can't really show this picture, but all of the deaths from I Spit on Your Grave could go on this list. But the one that is the worst for me is the one where this guy is duct taped to a tree. But then he's not just duct taped, because by his eyelids, they are hanging onto the tree by fish hooks. And anything with eyes just fucks me up. And then something is put into his eyes, which then causes the crows to come, and you can imagine yeah. However, this motherfucker deserved it. I feel like burning to death has to be the worst way to go. There's a lot of deaths from Thanksgiving that could be on this list, but for me, it's the one of her being burned to death in the human-sized oven. Horrific. If you've seen Martyrs, you know exactly what is hiding behind my head, and if you haven't, maybe you should never find out. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, but basically this woman literally gets filleted. Skin gone. She actually doesn't die. At the end, she's still alive, so we don't know. But personally, I would rather be dead. Back to what people were saying in the comments, some said the blender scene from You're Next. I could see that. I mean, this definitely can't be comfortable, so. People were also saying the human centipede, which I think just goes without saying, and I don't have to explain this any further, thank you.